was just a game. Then it became your passion. You've sacrificed everything to arrive at this moment.
Where my dogs at? Where my dogs at? Yeah!
This is where it all comes together.
Oh, yeah! He's got 10, 5 touchdowns!
And this is where it happens.
Well. Look who decided to show up. Living it up while I'm just sitting here, waiting. Oh, Jess will be fine. But I'm not fine!
Time Warner Cable lets you enjoy Fox's New Girl better.
I'm going to watch New Girl on demand right now. I can stream my favorite episodes really fast.
Because we invent ways to make on-demand anytime and Netflix truly instant.
Sometimes they get a little crazy. These are still good.
Time Warner Cable. Enjoy better.
Hi, and thanks for joining us. I'm Jessica Rosales, and you're watching On Campus right here on Time Warner Cable.
On Campus is your all-access pass featuring the top student athletes and prep sport programs throughout Southern California. Go on location with us as we showcase some of the best high school campuses in SoCal and what makes them so unique. Check out On Campus, Tuesdays at 8, only on SoCal 101.
How often are you hungry but don't know where to go? Hi, I'm Brian Kushida. I'm the host of a new show called Let's Eat. No big chain restaurants here. I'm on a quest to find the most mouth-watering cuisine, taking you to the iconic and out-of-the-way eateries across Southern California. Check out the sandwich right here.
We're SoCal Mondays. Watch Let's Eat Mondays at 7 and 9:30 p.m. only on Time Warner Cable, SoCal 101.
Now I'm done talking. Let's eat.
That is Air Time Warner Cable, and hopefully we're not going to bring down any of the air traffic on its way to Palomar McClellan Airport here. I hate to clip an American Eagle or something.
You're not kidding.
But number one ranked Oceanside averaging 45 points a game. That's a great shot, by the way. Tonight held to just a touchdown. They have a missed extra point. And credit the Mission Hills Grizzlies defense. They're number 2 in the country for a reason. They have forced 3 Oceanside turnovers. Let's get to the highlights here. The first turnover coming early in the first quarter. Picked there by Deshaun Holiday. Leads to an offensive drive by Mission Hills. Connor Wynn. Some trickery. Running for the first down, leading to a 44-yard field goal by Esteban Centeno at a 3-0 lead for the number 2 ranked team in San Diego County. Third quarter, and it's Matthew Romero to Micah Holder, setting up Ty Cottrell. Game's only touchdown from 3 yards out, but a key missed extra point there. Made it a 6-3 ball game. Then Centeno, a 50-yard field goal. We're even at 6. And then Holiday, pick number 2. And then Romero here. I think this is going to be key, JT, at the end of the game there. When they're on the drive, and they're going to go ahead, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, great stop there by the defense.
And let's take a look at the first half statistics, and you'll see the rushing yards are almost even, passing yards favoring Oceanside, and the total yards almost even. But look at that. Mission Hills wants to keep the football away from Oceanside. I think they've done a nice job keeping it away from them and making them give it up.
Well, you know, unless you can force 6 turnovers, you're going to need to produce a little bit more offensively because Oceanside's really shot themselves in the foot, especially when they're getting down there. You saw that fumble, that pivotal fumble by Romero, and then that interception on the 1-yard line. The Oceanside's getting down there. They're moving the ball. They're having some success in special teams as well, with the exception of that missed extra point, you know, but they've got guys that can return well, a lot of talent. Mission Hill's going to need to keep it up. And even though it's 6-6, you know, it could be anybody's game in theory because they played each other tight through one half of football. But I'd expect Mission Hills to really have to keep it lit, keep it on, because Oceanside can drop 28 points on you in a heartbeat. You talked about just how many points they've scored so far this season and how they've drastically outscored Mission Hills in this entire rivalry. So Mission Hills really going to need to stay after it if they want to have success.
We're taking a look at Matthew Romero, the junior quarterback for Oceanside. They were platooning at the beginning of the year at that position. Weren't quite sure who was going to start, and they worked in Dakota Miller, a sophomore who's now on the JV. Romero had a nice first couple of games. Now their backup, as you had mentioned, is Josh Harris, who was a Helix transfer and quarterbacked Helix deep into the playoffs last year. And Romero came in having thrown for 394 yards, completing almost 80% of his passes, 6 touchdowns and no picks, and he's been picked already twice in the football game. There's also been a fumble. as we look in on Mission Hills at 4-0, trying to get to 5-0 and solidify the #1 spot in San Diego County.
Well, and you know what, Steve? No matter who wins this game, there's a very high likelihood that these teams run into each other again. You know, just so much talent at the top of the pyramid, so to speak, for the San Diego leaderboard and rankings, the top 10. But 1 and 2 really seem to be the cream of the crop.
Well, we're so pleased to announce our Time Warner Cable Fans Choice winner for the October 11th midnight broadcast. The votes have been counted, and our October 11th Time Warner Cable Fans Choice telecast will be Norco at Centennial Corona. Congratulations to the fans and teams for the impressive amount of votes that secured this victory. Once again, our Time Warner Cable Fans Choice televised matchup for October the 11th will be Norco at Centennial Corona, right here on Time Warner Cable, and there's still time left to help select remaining televised matchups for the fall season. It's easy, but you got to vote. Go to SoCal101TV.com. Vote for your favorite matchup. I did Corona Centennial. They scored a mess of points. They were now at one point scoring just a ton of points in a game to get to 2-0 on the season, and then they wind up losing their last 2 games. They're now 2-2 on the year. That was a team that appeared to be well on its way to be ranked #1 in Southern California and play for another state championship.
You're not kidding. And, I mean, Matt Logan does a great job with his guys up there at Centennial, and, I'm sure they'll get back on track. Vista Marietta, another team from up there, is competing hard. They're playing tonight against Cathedral Catholic, so we'll see how that ends up. So there's a little bit of Riverside County, San Diego County feuding going on, and so that'll be a good game. Norco and Centennial. Look forward to seeing what Matt Logan and his squad can do up there.
Yeah, I had them at the Honor Bowl at Oceanside High School, just blister Ricky Town and St. Bonaventure. Had a back-and-forth game where Trey Watson ran for almost 500 yards and 7 touchdowns. Well, there are so many people here today, JT, that I peer outside the press box above us. There's open classrooms with people actually poking their heads out of classrooms here just to get a chance to see this. They had to turn people away. And it's rare that you see the opponent's sideline all filled as well, but they're even on those makeshift bleachers out there just across from us here, and that's hard to see over all the visiting teams down there. As you peer in at the Grizzly Pavilion, that's just to the left of the screen there. You can see some people maybe moving out there. That's the folks hanging out of the classroom. We're ready to go here. Mission Hills is going to get the football to start the second half of play. And another touchback by Jackson Kuntz. So Mission Hills and Connor Wynn to start things at the 20-yard line.
Kickoff really rendered to be a formality when Oceanside's out there. Jackson Kuntz always kicking it deep. Touchback, sure thing. As it is, Mission Hill's going to have to start with this drive. Ball on the 20. Going to need to muster something on offense. Coach Hauser talked about, hey, being comfortable just punting, changing field position. Sure, he'd like to score, but you got to keep Oceanside's offense off the field, and you got to keep your defense fresh. So a new half of football, 0-0 essentially. See what Mission Hills can generate here on offense. 7 for 14 for 58 yards. Going to need a little bit more from him if they're going to want to come out on the successful end of this football game.
Connor Wynn hoping to secure a Division I football scholarship next year. And he's going to run it up the middle. And he winds up running right into Alex Moran, who had a tackle in the first half. The senior brings him down after a 2-yard gain. The thing with Wynn is, and we'll see it from time to time, a lot of schools are turned off by just that low throwing motion, much like Phillip Rivers has, and that's keeping a lot of the Pac-12 schools from saying, okay, we want you. He's going to get a Division I scholarship.
Yeah, it looks a little unconventional. I know what you're talking about with that release, and so that's something obviously a quarterback coach or something that can be worked on, and you can fix that. But there's no doubting his ability as a runner and as a passer. You see right there, able to run for a first down and a quality leader too. You know, that his brother's a great leader at Oceanside. He's a great leader here, and so that, like I said earlier in that open, the Wynn family name carrying a lot of clout and prestige here in San Diego, and it would go a long way for Connor and his college prospects if you're able to pull off an upset here tonight.
One of the other things you're hearing too is about body type and just the fact that Jordan had a great career at Utah but broke down during his senior year. Now the difference is Jordan was about 155 pounds when he left Oceanside. Wynn is close to 200 pounds. There's that shovel pass for the second time, and this time they execute it perfectly, and it goes for a big gain as Esteban Centeno gets it into Oceanside territory, and he's down to the 38.
Well, with the way he's been kicking tonight, they're just about in his range. You see down on the 40, 39, that'd make it a 56-yard field goal. He looks like he's got about that much leg in him. So a nice gainer there and executed much better than they attempted in the first half. He looked like he wants to block Tommy Wu there. He leaks into the middle, and just a great little shovel pass. That's run at all sorts of programs, but it's a tough play. It's a timing play. You need to execute it right. That's why it looks good when it's done well and looks very bad when it's done poorly. Right there, coin landed on the right side of that 50-50, and success for them. Big play.
Here's a catch. That is Higgins, and Higgins was targeted a number of times in the first quarter and had some success, and right there makes his first catch of the second half.
And not to disparage Saints, but when they scored against Oceanside, that was just kind of, fortuitous, and they were able to manufacture some things with some unconventional plays. Right here, it looks like Mission Hills, at least this drive, able to really get some things going. And we were talking about 58 yards in the first half for Connor Wynn. Almost got 58 yards alone on that completion to Centeno, that little shovel pass. Not exactly a passing yard, but it counts that way, so good for Connor.
Second down and short. They run. It's Luchin at 210 pounds, and he has it up for the first down as he squirts his way to the 26-yard line of Oceanside. Again, Mission Hill's doing it here tonight. A matchup of 1 versus 2 without their top running back, senior Anthony Bautista, and missing 2 starting offensive linemen due to injury.
Well, they say it takes a village to raise a child, and it takes a village to get the whole community behind you to win this game. And so guys go down, next man up. That's how it's always been in football, and Coach Hauser runs his program that way. And so, with one guy going down, with Batista down, it's an opportunity, and Luchin looks like he's taking every advantage of it here tonight.
That is Sochowski, who is out to the left, spread out, and they'll run it up the middle. Luchin again. Again, Sochowski is the top receiver with 65 catches last season. They've targeted him a couple of times, have not completed a pass to him yet, and it's almost like he's a decoy so far in this game.
Well, when you got great coverage like you're going to get from Elijah Holder out there, that's going to be a primetime matchup. Obviously, they want to limit the best defender against the best offensive player they've got, and so, looks like he's MIA. Can't be found as a witness protection program, playing under a different name. But Holder locking him down over there. But don't be surprised if he comes up and makes a big play when he's needed.
Yep, Holder, first team All-State by Cal High Sports. Wynn goes to the 5-yard line and completes it to Martrell Holmes. He's a junior, and Holmes with a big catch, setting up a 1st and goal for Mission Hills.
Looked like a little bit of a coverage breakdown there. Connor delivering it, that low delivery that you're talking about, but on time and on point. Jace Whitaker trying to communicate, looking for a little help over the middle. Looks like Samuel Pierce doesn't give it to him. That's why they were talking after the play, but a good pitch and catch. You got to tip your hat to Martrell Holmes and Connor Wynn, and now 1st and goal for the Grizzlies, trying to get their first touchdown of the game.
They pick on another Pac-12 bound cornerback in Jace Whitaker. Here's Luchin running for the goal line. Touchdown, Mission Hills.
Talked about that opportunity made available to Ricky Luchin because Anthony Bautista went down, and he's just hammering away. And so Oceanside's defense maybe deteriorating, winding down a little bit, and this Mission Hills Grizzlies offense just getting revved up. Talked about keeping the crowd into it. Well, you're looking at approaching a 13-6 lead. You want to talk about keeping the crowd into it. Now they're more alive than ever. A great run by Ricky Luchin, able to run through the tackle of TK Dodds into the end zone. 12-6 with the extra point on the way for Mission Hills, and Centeno can make it from 50. You'd like to think he can make it from 20.
Second lead of the football game for Mission Hills. They led in the opening quarter 3-0. It is their first touchdown of the ball game, and Centeno sends it through the uprights to give the Grizzlies a 7-point lead at 13-6.
And so if you're Oceanside, you got to take a deep breath. You said, okay, they scored their first touchdown. Congratulations. We scored a touchdown earlier today, too. And we also had 3 turnovers, and 2 of them were within the 30-yard line in Mission Hills territory. We'll get back there. We know how to do it. And again, don't be surprised if you see some of that hurry-up, no-huddle offense that they were able to execute so effectively prior to the fumble at the end of the first half.
In 6 previous meetings, Mission Hills has been outscored by Oceanside 185-79. And with 8:29 to go here in the third quarter, the Grizzlies, the second-ranked team at San Diego County, have a 7-point advantage. As you look at their scoring drive, covering 80 plays, it took 330. I think the key thing right there would be the 330. As much as you can keep it away from that high-powered Oceanside offense that averages almost 46 points, the better off you are.
Yeah, and you'll take the points when you can get them, though. And I talked to Coach Hauser. I said, last year, hey, I didn't mean to be bad luck. I called your CIF championship game. You guys lost to Eastlake. He said, hey, this is a new year. So you talked about the big point disparity between the Oceanside and Mission Hills previously. He said, this is a new year, clean slate, new game. And right now, Mission Hills, the better for it, 7 points up with 8:29 left to go in the third quarter.
Another touchback by Centeno, who certainly has been, I think, the player of the game for Mission Hills so far. Doing it on special teams, offensively and defensively, as Ricky Romero comes out to try and orchestrate his first scoring drive of the second half.
I said Ricky Romero. This, I Love Lucy.
I'm sorry, Matthew Romero.
I
said Ricky?
Yeah. Hey, Matthew, I'm home. So, yeah, here he goes. He's back at it again. Looks like he's signaling out there, taking a look at the defense, making the call accordingly.
I did too much American League Baseball this year. Oh, they try and run up the middle, and a bunch of the black shirt defense meets Josh Bernard there to dump him for a loss, and it's led by Ricky Luchin, who just had the touchdown run.
That's Ricky on Romero right there, huh? Got the defense and the offense guys going toe-to-toe right here, and so Mission Hills trying to stay stout on defense. Their first drive of the first half was they had a great performance, forced a 3-and-out, seeing if they can do it here again and really build on this momentum that the crowd and the entire atmosphere here is trying to lend to them.
That's Whitaker in motion. Romero targets Cottrell. He makes the catch, goes past a defender, cuts up, and is awfully close to an Oceanside first down at the 30-yard line.
You know what I'll say about the Oceanside crowd this game? The visitor stands obviously packed. They had to bring in extra stands. We called their game at Mesa College, and it looked like they just kind of showed up in smatterings. Maybe didn't want to go all the way down there.
They wanted to watch us.
Yeah, well, and so poorly attended, of course. But now they saw, okay, these guys are legitimate. No, 1 versus 2. This is bringing them out, a closer game for them. And they recognize that Mission Hills is a foe. They tied them a couple years ago, and so they know this is a game worth seeing and worth the price of admission.
They're going to have to travel a lot. This is the first of 4 consecutive road games against 4 very good teams. Romero over the middle, and it's intercepted again. He throws his 3rd pick of the game. Johnny on the spot right there with a pick is Zach Harbin.
And so just a great effort there. The ball just overthrown a little bit, but I don't know that was all Matthew Romero's fault. The corners getting great coverage there in the receiver's hip pockets, almost running the routes for him. And so Harbin able to be the benefactor of that. Romero trying to put the ball on time, but it looked like 44, got just a little bit of him there. Ricky Luchin kind of pulled it at Ty Cottrell just a little bit, slowed him down. He'd have been there on time had he not been tugged. And so it's all the little things. It's getting hands on the receivers. And so right there, a little thing turns into a big thing for the Mission Hills defense. Illegal contact certainly could have been called. That would have been a tic-tac foul. That's what they call it in the NFL. And so right now, Mission Hills getting the ball again. The 4th turnover. Said they need to force 6 to win. They're on their way.
And Romero, as they go with the reverse right here, hadn't thrown a pick in 4 previous games. Has thrown 3 here in 2.5 quarters. And Jace Whitaker disrupting the trick play right there for Mission Hills.
The trick plays are well-intentioned, but I don't know how well they're going to work against this Oceanside defense. I mean, they've been having success with Ricky Luchin. They're 5 yards away from a reasonable shot at a field goal here. Keep going. You can get a 2-possession lead, keep milking this clock. You certainly want to keep doing that if you're Mission Hills.
It would be a big win for Connor Wynn, whose brother won a state championship as Oceanside's quarterback in 2008. And he rolls right, puts his head down, and Whitaker will drop him right there, shy of the 35-yard line.
You got Jalen Golston in the middle, taking up all sorts of space and mass. I'd be running away from him, too. It looked like that play was designed to go up the middle, but Golston and Tommy Wu creating all sorts of havoc along the left side of their line, the right side as Mission Hills looks at it. Connor Wynn able to boogie outside and get it to right now. If they have an incompletion or a 0-yard gain, it would be a 53-yard field goal, and that appears to be within Centeno's range.
3rd and long, and that catch is made for a first down. It looks like it's Higgins again, and it is.
Well, that appeared to be some sort of a zone blitz, because if Golston's tackling Higgins 15 yards downfield, you look at number 60 dropping back, covering the slant right there. He almost got there. Look at the big guy. He's working out there. They got all sorts of exotic defensive schemes right there. Almost got himself a cheapie against Connor Wynn, but Wynn able to slide it in there and a big first down gainer.
Luchin now. Luchin tried to break free and then got tripped up after a gain of 5. Let's send it back down on the field. Our third member of the team, Allie Sturm. Allie?
Thanks, guys. So we've been hearing a lot about Luchin thus far. The 6'2", 205-pound outside linebacker actually had offers from Cal and San Diego State, but did sign with Oregon upcoming now. So that is a good fun fact about Luchin.
Thank you very much, Allie. We appreciate that. 2nd down and 5. Win out of the pistol formation. And he'll keep, and Tommy Wu the first to hit him. And then Josh Bernard finishes him off. Again, it's a Pirates defense that doesn't have Tony Pineda up front, not playing because of an ankle sprain he suffered on the last series against Temecula Chaparral 2 games ago. That guy clogs the middle.
Yeah, and he's an important two-way player. But, you know, you can't really make that excuse because obviously Mission Hills is missing 2 linemen of their own. So, you know, you got to go out there with the best guys you got. And so Coach Carroll got to be none too pleased with the result thus far. And that play right there, Connor Wynn looked like maybe he didn't read it right. Tommy Wu was out there waiting for him when he tried to go out there. Sometimes you just got to let Ricky Luchin be the man. You know, Allie was talking about him, talking about how he was going to Oregon. I don't know if he's got that type of speed that most of the athletes have up there, but he's certainly got the ability to play, and we've seen it here tonight.
Wynn play action. Wynn for Higgins. Touchdown. He caught it at the 1, brings it into the end zone, and they have scored off of another turnover by Oceanside.
And so how long can Oceanside continue to live that way? 4 turnovers. When you're -4 like Oceanside is, the numbers are stacked against you in terms of winning football games. And so right here, a little pre-snap motion, rather. They realign the tight end, moving from the right side to the left side, forces the defensive line to shift to the left. The pocket stays strong and solid. We talked about Oceanside needing to dominate the line of scrimmage, not able to do so on that play, and Connor Wynn delivering the touchdown.
And the extra point attempt is good. And it is a 14-point advantage for Mission Hills. I know they have never beaten Oceanside before, and still a long way to go, over 16 minutes of football to go, but I can't imagine in any of those games they had as big as a 14-point lead, and they enjoy it right here. It is the number 2 team in San Diego County over the number 1 team.
And I talked to Coach Hauser. I said, what's the magic number? You got to keep Oceanside under. I said, you know, you got to keep them under 28. He's like, oh, no. No, we got to keep them under 21. We got to keep them low. He was thinking the teens might be, you know, where they'd be able to have some success. But right now, 20-6, I'm sure even in his most vivid, wildest dreams, he didn't think of a 14-point lead at this point in the game right now, and certainly probably didn't think he'd be able to generate 4 turnovers. But Deshaun Holiday with 2 and some real great performance.
Mission Hills, a perfect 2 for 2 on offense here in the 3rd quarter of play, scoring on an 80-yard drive to open things up. And this was the previous drive that got them out to a 13-6 lead after it was tied at 6. Ricky Luchin with the touchdown run right there. And Esteban Centeno sending another one in the end zone, chasing Cottrell back. And so back-to-back scoring drives for Mission Hills as they score off yet another turnover by Oceanside. They've got a 20-6 lead.
The kickoff is merely a formality with these 2 kickers. You know where you're getting the ball. You're starting at the 20, and there's going to be no need for the return. So Matthew Romero, well, a ball's been completed every time. He's 7 for 10. The problem is 3 of them have been to the wrong team. So, you know, no balls hitting the ground, 116 yards. Going to need to probably double that if they want to have a shot here tonight, because the passing game is yet to get going, and they're 2 scores down.
This is Matthew Romero, and Romero over the middle. It falls incomplete. You know, I think back to something you said a few minutes ago when Connor Wynn went under center. And he had 58 yards. They put up the graphic, 58 yards in the first half, and you said we got to get more out of him. He already has 90 yards passing in the first 8 minutes of this 3rd quarter.
Yeah, so absolutely. So 32 this half, 58 in the half before, and so they're not, you know, dependent upon him for success, but he runs the ball, he passes the ball, and so, you know, dual threat quarterback, and certainly not a scrambler by nature, a capable pocket passer. He's delivering touchdown passes this half, but throwing the ball when they need him to and being successful, really opening up the game for Mission Hills and their offense.
2nd down and 10. Romero setting up the screen, gets it to Bernard, but there's nothing but Mission Hills Grizzlies defenders in front of him, and a gain of about 3 yards for the senior Josh Bernard.
And so you're looking at Matthew Romero's drop back as a quarterback, and so when he's getting away from center, he's stumbling back there a little bit. This was the play before, and even still, it doesn't look like he's completely comfortable. And so, you know, that's just common, basic day one type stuff. You need him to execute that, and it was the same on the play before. So 2 plays back to back. Doesn't look like he's getting away from center properly, and so when that goes off, it seems like everything else just starts to fall apart. So now 3rd and 8, Matthew Romero in the shotgun, maybe a little bit more wise selection.
Yeah, that footwork didn't look that good, and he overthrows Cottrell. I mean, it was as if Cottrell lost in the lights, and a late penalty marker comes down. And this may, in fact, be a late hit, a personal foul that will give Oceanside a first down.
And Steve, I'm going to completely disagree with this call if it is a late hit. This is just guys trying to finish plays, make sure guys don't get hit. We saw it earlier from Isaiah Harris, just trying to be a physical football player, not a dirty football player. And so Romero delivering the ball. Ball might have even gotten tipped. He lost it, wasn't sure if he caught it. Just a quick hit, nothing too malicious by Ostrom.
Foul. That goes against Nate Ostrom. And the senior with the infraction, that's going to keep the Oceanside drive going. My goodness, it was a 3rd down coming up, or on a 3rd down rather. And they get a 1st down and 10.
The lone benefit that Mission Hills has is the fact that Oceanside wasn't really able to get anything going there. So they're still kind of stalling, have yet to generate anything, but a new fresh set of downs means a new opportunity. Romero looked like he struggled in the first half and was able to engineer that pretty effective 2-minute drive again prior to the fumble at the end of the first half.
If you're just tuning in, Oceanside with 4 turnovers to this point. Quick throw to Cottrell as they try and get him in space. And he moves forward for a gain of about 3.
You saw how incensed Coach Hauser was at halftime talking about those penalties. He said they were going to play with love and passion and get rid of those penalties. Well, that was a big-time penalty. They've limited their penalties, but that one was a big one. I'm sure he's got something stuck in his craw about that. That is a crucial penalty at a pivotal time. 2nd and 6, still Oceanside doesn't look like they're fully, firing on all cylinders on offense. And so right now 20-6 and still trying to get something going.
Might have been their biggest penalty of the ball game so far. Romero has time over the middle. Cottrell makes the catch in space, and you can see why he's going to San Jose State. He gets away from a pair of defenders and is down inside the 10-yard line. What a move.
Exactly, and so he's got great ability. I talk to the San Jose State coaches all the time, and they just gush about this kid. They never say anything bad. They check up on him all the time, want to make sure that he's going there and that they're his guy, and so it's a great match made in heaven for the two of them. And San Jose State kind of on the wrong end of the game against Utah State this week, but ball on time by Romero and just keeps firing. Gunslinger, just keep on shooting bullets right there. Cottrell able to create all sorts of space, then the big run after catch, setting them up nicely, 1st and 10.
Cottrell on the ground. He scored earlier from 3 yards out on that play and gets chased out of bounds. We talked about this on the opening broadcast. If number 22 here was 3 inches taller, instead of being 5'6", he's probably not going to San Jose. Instead, he's getting off the plane there at San Jose Airport and driving up to Stanford or Cal. He'd be a Pac-12 player, for goodness sakes.
And I can't say this enough. College coaches are paid based on how they perform. How they perform is based on who they recruit. You recruit safely, and if a guy is 6'2" and 200 pounds and looks the part and fails, you can justify that and say, hey, it just didn't work out. But if a 5'6" guy fails, then you're really in hot water. And so people are hesitant to take a chance on him. But I think San Jose State's really going to be happy with what he ends up bearing in terms of fruit and potential with success up there.
Cottrell up the middle, and his progress will be stopped just inside the 3-yard line. Duenas, the first to get there.
Now they need touchdowns, and I'm thinking this is Josh Bernard territory. We haven't called his name much. In that game against Saints, the opener, he played lights out. He had a touchdown catch, he had a touchdown run, everything. And so he's the guy. He's a hammer down here. The touchdown that they had earlier to Cottrell, though, where Bernard was a lead blocker, that was pretty successful, too. I wouldn't be surprised if they went back to that because that was a really solid play design.
Inside of 2 minutes to go here on a 3rd down and goal, and a carry to the 1-yard line. And what a great play made there by Zach Harbin, who had the interception earlier. And he trips up the Oceanside ball carrier. Let's see who got this here. I think it might have been Jace Whitaker.
Same play design, like I said, where Bernard leads, and instead of Cottrell getting it, it's Whitaker. And I love that play going back the other way, except with Cottrell running it. I think that'd be a great way for Oceanside to finish this drive. you follow Bernard, and if you can get Andres Gonzalez over there, you follow the two. 4th and goal. Big play could be play of the game, especially if Mission Hill stops him, Steve.
And Mission Hills, it looks like, wants to spend a timeout, and they will on defense. You're right. Play of the game, perhaps. A 4th down and goal from the 1-yard line with 1:14 to go.
We've said it so many times. You know, the fumble was huge in the first half for